Hey everybody, happy Monday. I am back with your wisdom shot. I was calling them daily wisdom shots, but guess what? I'm definitely not going to be able to do these daily, so I really apologize. I think what we're going to do is 2 weekly. So I think that hopefully that will still be helpful for you and it will be more manageable for me who still is working a full-time job. So I want to start by, first of all, thanking all of you guys, all of you subscribers who are new, all of you existing subscribers. You guys have been amazing. And I really appreciate all of your comments and your likes and your shares. That helps get the word out to other people. And it really helps me reach out to those people who might need my fairly unique brand of work that I'm doing. So I appreciate you all so much. If you like what you see in my videos, and on this one, I can be reached through my website at www.iamemilygear.com. And you can also schedule a session for a private reading or for a healing session with me on that website. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. First, I just want to bring up that at the end of this week is a full lunar eclipse in Leo. And one of the things that keeps coming up in my channelings is this massive heart opening that we're all kind of going through at this time. I mean, we've been through many. However, in the lead up to this eclipse, and I feel like during this week, and even somewhat last week, because it came up during my Friday live, is that we're all going through some additional heart clearing. And even when I did the zodiac readings yesterday, which are posted up on my YouTube channel, so many of the signs are really going through an additional heart clearing and sort of healing some of these heart wounds, particularly pertaining to either authority figures or parents or the father in particular. Okay. So keep that in mind as we go through this week, that that's something that we are going to be addressing, and will come up with this eclipse in Leo, which happens actually next week. I think it's the 21st and 22nd. I really need to look that up and confirm it. And Leo is just, it's all about the heart. Leo is the heart chakra. Okay. So in so many ways, that's so appropriate. I wanted to suggest that, you know, if you are dealing with any kind of emotional issues with between relationships or, you know, childhood or inner child, that you start writing forgiveness letters. And that is just to really get out on paper exactly how you're feeling and writing out your forgiveness of the person to whom you are writing, because that's so important. That forgiveness is really, I'm sure you've heard, forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person. And you don't need to feel like you need to read these to that person. You can absolutely burn them, tear them up, hide them, bury them, whatever you want to do. If you do it on a computer, just delete it later, save it, whatever. You're doing this for you. Okay. I did want to mention a little bit of a channeling that I started to take in right before I was recording this, and then I started to like hot flash. So I don't know if I just couldn't handle it or what, but I wanted to mention that they're saying that it's really imperative that we all very gracefully surrender to the changes that are coming in. Some of us have been going through this for a while, and so we know what it's like to fight it, and it is ugly. It's important to note that there are going to be a lot of new people who are starting to go through their awakenings now. Okay, that includes things like Kundalini awakenings, and so people are going to be confused, and they're going to want to need your help and guidance. Okay, so be aware of that. And make sure that you are setting the example by surrendering to the changes that need to be made in your life. And you will know what those are. They mentioned that relationships are going to be transforming in whatever way they're meant to at this time. Again, we're talking about heart awakening. So there are some relationships that are going to be going deeper. There are some that maybe we've held on to that need to fall away. And those are going to really... that's really going to start happening. I mean, it has started happening already, but that's going to be pretty forceful at this time. So you already know more than likely what needs to happen. So this should not be a surprise to you. And then this is sort of like as the negative energies of the old paradigm are being released, they're kind of being burned away. Okay, and all that's being released, and you're being released to go move on in the appropriate direction that you yourself have manifested and chosen before you came into this lifetime. So all the old wounds in your heart space are needing to be cleared out of any quote unquote infection, so that because they're going to start to be sealed up. So this is a really profound heart healing that we're going to be going through with this eclipse. And so this week is sort of preparing for that, all right? I did draw some cards. The energy for the week, 3 cards came out, and it is the Hierophant, the 3 of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. And what I'm feeling through this is that I'm feeling like, gosh, it just left me. I just had it and then it left me. I feel like some of these contracts, like there are karmic contracts that we are in ourselves that are starting to wrap up now, because it's like this is another doorway into another period. Every single one of these eclipses and are doorways, but there are lots of different portals opening up. They're showing me like little points of light. And we will be going through, actually they're showing me different people sort of going through different doorways. So it may be that, you know, certain soul groups are going through some and certain are going through others. So I'm really feeling like we are going to be going through some of them, or will individually be going through different ones, but we are releasing old soul contracts. And that, you know, this is kind of, in a lot of ways, this is kind of a time of celebration because of that. A lot of the things that have weighed you down in the past are no longer going to be issues for you, okay? It's taking you to the end of this cycle and clearing out these old contracts and the old paradigm, opening up into... it's like we've been waiting in the foyer of like New Earth or whatever. You know, everybody's been talking about that forever, and every 10 seconds you turn around, somebody else is like, New Earth is here, which is amazing, except for we're still, you know, some of us are still getting through this old stuff, and maybe that's because we're on a different timeline. Totally cool. Nobody's better than anyone else, so that's totally fine. However, it feels a lot more like we're going through the portals, through the doorways, and deeper into this level of higher level of vibration, higher density that we can. So we're leaving more of this third dimensional stuff behind. This is very third dimensional to me. Okay, could be because I went to 12 years of Catholic school, and everything Hierophant, Pope, or otherwise related equals like, you know, 3D. But I do feel that we're leaving much of that behind at this time, and we're receiving the healing through it. And that should be something to be celebrated, okay? The advice that I got, a whole bunch of cards popped out at once. So I'm going to hold them up so you can see. But I have the Devil with the 4 of Coins, the 5 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and finally the 8 of Cups. All right? So what I'm overall getting for this, just because I need to keep these videos short, is really that, again, this is like a time of releasing the old karmic contracts, right? The Devil, I love that the Hierophant and the Devil basically mean the same thing to me. Not totally, but, and it also depends on the read, but anyway. We're releasing that stuff. We have to let go of that, and we have to let go of the ego. So it's like, this 4 of Coins shows up in the middle of both the Devil and the ego here. And so both of these cards can really mean ego. And so whatever we've been holding on to in order to receive this new beginning, it's going to have to be released with this week. Honestly, we're going to be working on releasing it so that it can go with the eclipse energy. And even beforehand, just through these portals that we're like navigating through at this time. The new beginning is walking away from, like, sort of embarking on a new journey toward our highest good, our highest self, and the path that we've chosen. It's finally being able to really embark upon that. And it doesn't mean there aren't other cycles, that we haven't finally embarked upon a journey already, and that we aren't finally going to be embarking again. But this is just that next cycle to take us that next step forward. I also chose a rune, which is Rhino, and it looks like an R shape. And to me, this is almost like the Chariot card, okay? And it goes very well with this information. And it's really all about movement. It's literally about riding, like riding a horse. And it is about forward movement, and it can be about traveling. So some of you might actually be traveling. Actually, I am close to the end of the, after the end of the week. Actually, I'm traveling during the eclipse. That should be fun. But for me, this really feels like forward movement, much like the energy of the Chariot card. So this feels like everybody taking steps forward after releasing that which is no longer serving them, allowing these wounds in the heart especially to come to the surface. We're entering a very heart-based density, and so those wounds in the heart space specifically must be dealt with. And it's not that the other wounds don't need to be dealt with, they also do, but the heart is so central to the wounding of human beings because of the way that we are set up and the way that our energy works. Okay, that is it for today. I am so glad that you guys are here, and I just really appreciate all of your likes and comments and shares. Please continue doing that. And again, if you would like to set up a private consultation with me, www.IamEmilyGear.com. Okay, I will talk to you guys in a couple days or sooner. All right, bye.